Welcome to the City Current Show, powered by Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services.
This show focuses on sharing good news and powering the good in our community. Now here's your host, City Current CEO, Jeremy Park.
Welcome back to the City Current Show, powered by Higginbotham. I'm your host, Jeremy Park. We're always honored to bring you inspiring stories of individuals and organizations making a difference and powering the good. And we always love highlighting community collaborations that power the good in big ways. That's why we're excited to be diving into Kids Dental Day and shoe distribution, an awesome experience. We're happy to have with us Adam English, General Manager and COO of the Nashville Sounds, along with Missy Acosta, Senior Vice President of Brand Experience with Delta Dental of Tennessee. How are you two doing?
Doing great, thank you.
We're happy to be here to talk about Kids Dental Day.
Well, when you talk about Kids Dental Day, it's an amazing experience, as I mentioned. So many kids, beautiful smiles. You've got cleanings and shoes and books and a lot we're going to unpack. But let's start with where this started, the inspiration. So, Adam, give us some background on how all of this came to be.
Absolutely. And in 2022, we started conversations with Delta Dental about some sort of partnership here at First Horizon Park. And a key component throughout all of these conversations was the commitment of Delta Dental to make a community impact. And truly, that was music to our ears. We are so rooted in the community. We're the longest running professional sports team in Nashville since 1978. And because 75% of our fans live, work, and play in Middle Tennessee, we truly have to give back to our community. We can't exist without the community around us. And so we started brainstorming ideas on ways to make a community impact together through this partnership. And one of my favorite things about minor league baseball is we loosely compete with minor league baseball teams all over the country. You know, we compare, hey, how many people came to our ballpark? We like saying, hey, we were number one in attendance, things like that. But ultimately, we're not directly competing with a lot of these other teams. It's one of the most collaborative spaces in professional sports. And I had heard of an idea. I picked the brain of a team out west. And they had a similar type of event to this and got the details and brought it to Delta Dental and really loved the idea of a community-based dental cleaning event for underprivileged kids that don't have access to regular dental care. It's a real need all around the country. And it's a way for us to not only provide dental care to those kids, but make sure their first experience in a dental chair is a fun one. You're coming to a place like a baseball park, and there's so many other activities along with that truly sets them up for a lifetime of positive experiences around dental care.
So, Missy, let's switch over, because when you talk about collaboration, the inspiration, this ties in ensuring healthy smiles. And so when you talk about all of this, why was this so exciting for Delta Dental of Tennessee?
Thank you. That's a great question, Jeremy. And it was exciting because, one, we're able to put two community leaders together, and that being Delta Dental of Tennessee, our focus on oral health, along with the Nashville Sounds, and get the community rallied together around helping kids. And, the time of year that we do this, we're able to do it in the summertime, right before school starts back. So kids are able to get a new pair of shoes. They're able to get their teeth checked out, make sure that there's nothing wrong with their smiles, making sure that they're cavity free, or if they need to be referred to a clinic, we have the partners on board to do that. And today, it's not just the Sounds and Delta Dental. We've brought cityCURRENT to the table. So the Nashville team comes together. Samaritan's feet, we're able to provide the shoes. The volunteers come together. A lot of our volunteers are cityCURRENT partners, which is beautiful to see. We have neighborhood health. We have Meharry College of Dentistry. We have dental students as well as faculty coming out. everybody coming around. And this year we had even more partners. Kroger was able to provide snacks for volunteers. Dunkin Donuts did the same thing, coffee and donuts as our volunteers checked in. We had more activities for the kids. The Heart Association came out and we're doing hands-only CPR, which is something that young kids can do and potentially save a life. Just teaching that the rhythm of staying alive, which I grew up with the Bee Gees, and it's cool to see the kids doing that. We have Book 'em. They have a book bus. So all the kids were able to go on board that bus, pick out a book that they want, something for themselves, take it home, toothbrushes, toothpaste. We had Henry Schein donated all the supplies this year. Hope Smiles brought out more chairs than we've ever seen. It is so beautiful to see so many people in our community coming together and wanting to love on these kids and get them ready for school.
Well, I'm glad you're already talking about the evolution, because that's where I was going to go next. Is when you look at how this has evolved from an idea to a movement. And when you look at creating a village of all of these different organizations coming together to create something really special and really special relationships, I think that also is the power of this. Is all these organizations and individuals coming out, sharing their love and their time, but it's building relationships. It's building relationships with the dentists and obviously the youth, and creating that sort of trust and opportunity. It's creating relationships and opportunities with the business community, which leads to jobs and growth and all of these beautiful things unfolding because of relationships. And so talk about where it started for that, but now this evolution of where we are in this moment, which will also carry us forward into the future of what's next. Because for us, as we mentioned, cityCURRENT's been a part of it for 2 years. It's been amazing to watch it grow and evolve. Our team heavily involved, and I know Eileen and Kelly pouring their heart in, and the partners coming together, and it's just a beautiful thing. So talk about where it was, but now where we are and where we're headed. That will be next. So give us the evolution.
When we started, it was originally dental screenings. We had the dental students there. We were able to set up, and a screening is really just looking in the mouth and seeing if there are any signs of decay. We could refer the children if they really needed a good deep clean. We could refer them back to one of the clinics, and both Meharry and Neighborhood Health are very good about taking those referrals in. It's over the time, as you mentioned, we've been doing this for 4 years. cityCURRENT came to the table last year. So for 2 years, we've been able to do the shoes. We had more activations. I think the first year we had dental hygiene, we had the screenings, and we had tables set up so that the kids could have lunch and then just take advantage of some of the other games around the ballpark with wiffle ball field. There's a putt-putt golf and ping pong tables, things like that. Just activities for the kids to get away from their normal environment and have fun. To see them walk into the ballpark and their eyes just get so big, it warms your heart, because you're able to do something for this child that otherwise they wouldn't necessarily get to do. So that first year, it was very minimal. As I said, the screenings. The next year, we were able to do a couple of cleanings. We had a few chairs. I think we had 3 or 4 chairs in there for hygiene. 2 years ago, last year we were, I think, 6 or 7 chairs. We had a few more chairs. This year we had 20. We did a lot more hygiene. We had hygiene students this year from South College. It's just the more it has grown, and I think too the community partners are hearing about this and they want to be a part of it. We were also able to get Adventure Science Center this year, so I think that's how we've progressed so far. And this is really more the Sounds events. I feel like we are piggybacking on what they've got going on. So I'm going to turn it over to Adam to talk about what we're going to be doing in the future.
Well, and first, let me just say the way that this has evolved, Missy and her team have been incredible in talking to these new partners around town. And every event that we're at together, we start talking to someone, that person immediately goes, well, how can we get involved? There's so many common partners too. She mentioned Kroger. Kroger's a partner with us too. We want to go to our current partners. People want to make that community impact. And as far as how this continues to evolve in the future, is we want it to continue to get bigger. We want to serve more children. We want to make the impact more significant. And ultimately, the best way to do that is, talking with you, Jeremy, and talking with more big community events and making those relationships with the organizations that can provide us the kids. Anytime you're talking about anything medically related, whether it's dental or medical or whatever, there's proper steps that we have to go through to provide this. Like, of course, if we could just open up the stadium wide and anybody who wants to come in and get dental screenings, that's just not the way that the world works. We have to do this by the book for both of our organizations. And so we want to find the right inroads to get more kids out so that we can say, hey, look, we see 500, 600, 700, 1,000 kids in the future. We've already had conversations next year, typically, and this year, the footprint in the stadium has gotten bigger and bigger. This year we used, our home plate entrance all the way around to the right field corner. We've already had conversations about using the entire undercover area of the stadium. We want it to be a great experience for volunteers. We want it to be a great experience for the kids. We want it to be a great experience for the community. And so building those relationships and making sure people know what opportunities are in front of them and how they can get their kids involved is essential for us to continue to grow this.
Yeah, let's take this in two pieces, because I know for us, like we've been talking the last 2 years of cityCURRENT being involved, I know Eileen and Kelly both heavily involved, and Eileen on all the logistics. And so when you talk about like the logistics piece of this to work with organizations, you have two kind of different pieces. You have the organizations like Adventure Science Center, Bookham, American Heart Association, all the collaborating organizations that really create powerful experiences. And then the Samaritan's Feet Shoe Distribution. Things like that where we need to get ahead because we need to know in advance the kids' shoe sizes. We need the permission form signed so that they can get the cleanings and screenings. So there's a lot of that are different for each organization. But let's start with organizations. How can organizations who say, this sounds like great, like the Krogers and those, how can they reach out and help and be a part of building this? And then we'll talk about the nonprofits.
For anybody interested in joining in and being part of I always refer to it as our village, being a part of our village to put this together for the kids, reach out to me, Missy Acosta, M Acosta at deltadentaltn.com. We love to welcome anybody. If you're a partner with the Sounds, reach out to your Sounds rep. They'll tie you in. We really want to continue to grow this. As Adam said earlier, we want to serve more kids. And the more kids you bring in, the more activities you need to have for them so that there's a process. We want to make sure that everybody's having fun from the moment that they step off the bus or walk in the gates till the time that they're leaving. We want them to feel that they've had a great day and want to come back again.
Absolutely. And so carry that into for the nonprofits, because nonprofits who serve, especially a lot of kids over the summer who have relationships with them, especially year round, because you do have to have the permission form signed. You do have to have, the shoe sizes. So we get all those in advance, and we're talking, a few weeks in advance. So you need some prep time in there, but you need consistency with the kids. So for those nonprofits, those organizations who are serving kids over the summer in camps and all sorts of things like that on a regular basis, how can they be a part of this?
So they can reach out, whether they go to the website that we have built for this or directly to anyone in either of our organizations. I think the key part, the message we want them to receive is that we want them to build this in. We want to talk to them in the fall, right? We want to talk to them within the next couple of months. We want them to build this into their plans for next summer. Hey, we're going to take this field trip to First Horizon Park for Kids Dental Day, and your kids are going to be able to, eat lunch and play games and learn from Adventure Science Center. I mean, if you want to talk about smiles, watching those kids shoot off the little step on it rocket over and over and over again was fantastic this year. The smiles that we see on their face when they're getting new shoes, like this is going to prepare your. And we hear from parents that say, I didn't have to take a day off to take my son or daughter to the dentist, to get them new shoes, to do some back to school project, shopping. They got this as a part of this camp that I sent them to, and they loved it. They came home with a smile on their face. So if you have an organization that has these camps planned, we're going to be in touch. but also seek out the information because we want it as a part of your summer planning so that we can go through the proper steps to get the most kids out here to create the next generation of absolutely perfect smiles right here in Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, and I think, for the nonprofits, it's simply about sharing love, right? Like bringing them in and creating an amazing experience. And I think it makes a statement because all of these organizations are coming together, Nashville Sounds, Delta Dental Tennessee, cityCURRENT, like so many, and they're doing it as a give back. So it doesn't cost these families, kids, these nonprofits anything to be able to do it, but you want to reach the kids who are in need. And so that's where leaning on the nonprofits and saying, hey, we want you to have this amazing experience. We're going to underwrite it, but we just need you to participate and, help us create this magical moment.
The incredible part about this is we've done this event in the sun. We've done this event in the rain. Because we have the ability to have things undercover out here. When you're planning your summer field trips, things like that, like you don't have to worry about it being canceled. It's not going to be. So there's so much positive that comes out of it. When I see 10, 12 different organizations coming together to give back, like that is a powerful statement in my mind.
Yeah. And so carry that into for Nashville Sounds. Let's stay on you. Talk about kind of your experience with this. Like, in other words, is you're sharing this with other, baseball teams and other organizations saying, hey, look at how special this is. What would your words of encouragement be for others to be able to take what you're learning and what the team is experiencing and all these beautiful smiles? What would your words of encouragement be for others?
You never know the type of relationships that'll come after putting on an event this powerful. One of my favorite parts about this event is after it's over, when we all get to sit down and we all get to talk through not only what went really well, but how we can continue to improve it together. It's this sense of togetherness with so many different community partners. It builds your relationship with Delta Dental. It builds our relationship with cityCURRENT and Delta Dental. I've gotten to know so many people at cityCURRENT that while I'd been to your events before, didn't have the same relationships. And so when I'm talking to other teams, I'm going, hey, you guys are building relationships all around your community through one event. And you're making a real impact that you can see on the day with these kids. Their confidence is higher. They're so happy about the shoes. They're leaving with smiles on their faces. But ultimately, too, for the business side of the world, which also matters, right? This is one of the first things we talked about that is a strong foundation to a very strong partnership with us and Delta Dental. Without this, as a part of this partnership, and without our commitment to working with them to continue to grow it, this isn't the same partnership. And we value their support. I know that they value our collaboration in this, but it's what a true partnership is all about. And when you can create those through baseball, man, it becomes really special.
Yeah. Missy, what would you add from the Delta Dental Tennessee vantage point?
If someone is exploring this idea, one thing that we committed to, and we made sure the Sounds were committed as well, you got to give it 3 years. Because you can't start something like this and have it what it was this year for us. You can't expect that day one. Start small and incrementally grow. And with that 3-year commitment, we knew at the end of year 3, this was something that is going to have long-term potential as being an event that the community looks forward to. And as Adam was saying, it's not just the community, the kids that we want to serve, but it's those wanting to serve the kids too. So I'd say start small, be ready to grow, and engage as many people as possible, because that collaboration, having more people in your village, really does help make this a more fulfilling event for everybody.
Absolutely. Well, let's go ahead and wrap up. For each of you, go ahead and share contact information, and then we'll tie it into the Kids Dental Day, the main part of it too. So let's start, Adam, on your end. Where can we go to learn more and be involved with the Nashville Sounds?
Sure, you can go to NashvilleSounds.com. We still have 18 home games this year coming up. We have so much fun packed into it all. But go to NashvilleSounds.com. And thanks so much for having me on today. And can't wait to continue to grow this event and continue to grow our partnerships.
And then Missy, where can we go to learn more about Delta Dental of Tennessee?
DeltaDentalTN.com. That's TN like Tennessee. As I've said earlier, we are all about ensuring healthy smiles with an E, but we can't do all of that without actually selling our products. So we do have group plans, individual plans. Information about all of that is on our website as well.
And then where do we go to get involved with Kids Dental Day?
We have a sign-up form on our website. You can go to kidsdentalday.com. Again, that's kidsdentalday.com. There's a sign-up form. You can sign up if you are an individual interested in volunteering, or you have a volunteer group, or if you know of kids, a youth group, a church group, or something that we could reach out to and have them invited to this Kids Dental Day. That would be wonderful. So that information can just be plugged in, and as soon as we start planning those logistics, we'll be reaching out.
Well, Missy, Adam, thank you for all you and your amazing teams do to power the good. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services is proud to power the cityCURRENT Show. We're a people-first company that protects what matters most, the families, businesses, and trailblazers that keep our community going. As one of the nation's top independent insurance firms, Higginbotham is a single-source solution for business insurance, employee benefits, HR services, and personal insurance that's customized for you. We're here to serve you, the people you care about, and your community. Call 866-377-1959 or visit higginbotham.com.